What's up guys, Houndish here, and this week in Destiny 2, we should have a few things going on in the game. So first up, inside of the weekly reset we'll check out any new quests popping up. It should, as far as we know, be time for the Evacuation and Traveler's Chosen quests, so we'll round up everything we need to know to get started there. But in addition, of course, there is the possibility of some curious content in Eris's interference mission. But then we also have the Iron Banner for this week, a small game update, as well as all of our reset content and news stuff. So guys, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like below. But also, my friends at Now Drinks have a new flavor, and it's juicy green apple, which is definitely a great new taste. And if you want to check it out, you can save 10% in the store with code Houndish. And there's even a neat bundle with an exclusive snapback and other cool stuff in the store. So if you want to hit that new flavor up, follow the link in the description and use code Houndish at checkout. But now, let's get into the reset. So first up in the game this week, we can see immediately in the milestone tray, we do have Season of Arrivals, Exodus, Evacuation, Speak with Commander Zavala. Of course, this is the big quest that we've all been waiting for, both in terms of the reward, the Traveler's Chosen, but also, as far as we know, some pretty critical story beats for Season of Arrivals as well. And we can see separately that we have the Means to an End quest popping up as normal, so there could be some additional stuff in there, especially paired with what we're seeing in the Evacuation. And brief spoiler alert right here, but a reward associated with this in the database does describe it as an end-of-season event, so definitely it's going to be a pretty interesting one. We can see as well that the Traveler's Chosen ornament, Sand and Sun, is visible in the Eververse inventory right here. Of course, something we'll collect with silver, but for the weapon itself, naturally, we need to complete the exotic quest for it. And so go speak to Zavala in the tower right here, and you can pick up the exotic quest itself. Of course, when we finish the quest, one of the things we'll get access to is that Traveler's Chosen sidearm. And it's going to be an interesting one because the intrinsic bonus is Gathering Light, where final blows with the weapon grant stacks of Gathering Light, and you can consume them, granting melee, grenade, and class ability energy based on the number of stacks. On top of this, each stack of Gathering Light will improve the weapon's reload, handling, and target acquisition. And so that's a pretty curious perk set, but in terms of how we consume those stacks and interact with the weapon, as well as its general performance, it's something we'll have to check out in the game, so that'll be pretty cool when we get access to it. Once again, Means to an End is completed in the normal way, but we can see that the contact event this week is actually set on Titan, so you can go get that one done over there. And otherwise, weekly bounties and all those kinds of things have refreshed. Now, before we move on any further with the weekly reset stuff, additionally today, Bungie posted new details about the Hunter Revenant, and that is the Stasis subclass that we'll be seeing in November with Beyond Light. If you want extra details about the perks, we'll link them in the blog post below. But for now, here is the full trailer. Of course, also this week, Lord Saladin and the Iron Banner have returned to the tower, so the event works very much in the same way that we've seen previously this season and in other recent seasons. There's the quest to unlock the featured loot, and of course, you can get access to the Forward Path and Fool's Remedy with random rolls. But then also the Iron Fellowship set has come back for the season as well. And when you pick these up from engrams and stuff like that, you get a lot of high stat rolls, but also quality endgame mods, and of course pinnacle drops. So if you're after some pretty good gear and you enjoy the Crucible, definitely worth trying to farm some stuff out. And of course with gear sunsetting happening in the future, it's worth mentioning that these pieces of gear are going to be relevant for quite some time. In terms of a better look at the Eververse store, once again we've got the ornament for Traveler's Chosen right there, but we do have the Gloam Strife as a featured shader this week, pretty interesting one on the Bright Dust section. We've also got the Champion entrance, and then we've got the Objective Reality, a new ornament for the Truth rocket launcher you can pick up if you're interested, but also the SK-1 multiband rover, a new Sparrow, and all of our kind of consumables and things like that. But for the main page, we have Precise Strike, as well as Study Time for the emotes, and then we've got the Canopus Trireme, if that's how we say that, as the Sparrow, and the Minuscule Melody. But then we've got the Intrepid Exploit plate for Titan showing up, as well as the Bad Dog ornament for Leviathan's Breath, and the Ennead projection, as well as Siva Emergence up in smoke, and the Sterile Neutrino effects for the Transman effects this week. And then we have Chrome Stock, Celestial Dome, Buffer Overflow, and Desert of Gold for the shaders. Playlist pinnacles, as always, are available, and this week, for the featured or Dear Nightfall, we are looking at jumping into Savathun's Song, so that'll be a pretty fun one. But for the traditional Nightfalls, we do have the Insight Terminus. This can drop the Long Goodbye Sniper Rifle, but also have Inverted Spire. From here you can get Trichromatica, and then Hollowed Lair, where you can get Mindbender's Ambition. In terms of a brief patch note preview that Bungie gave us for the update today, one of the main things is that they've improved the glows on the Solstice gear, so specifically they are referring to the Eververse bundles that we could pick up, and the preview image that we had, which did look quite a bit brighter than the actual armor in game, so essentially they've buffed those glows. But otherwise we've got fixes for freezes in Gambit, the Cold Denial Season Pass ornament, and then Redrick's Broadsword will now be available to reclaim from collections, and they've got a fix for the exotic perks on Merciless and Jade Rabbit as well. But if you're farming sleeper nodes on Mars, it's worth also mentioning that Bungie have added a bit of bad luck protection to those, and they still work very much in the same way, but hopefully if you're trying to get access to all of them, then it'll be a little bit easier, and they have some additional tips in their blog post which I will link down below. Supremacy and Countdown are the featured playlists this week, as well as the Iron Banner, and then of course Trials will still return at the daily reset on Friday. And then for Prestige, Leviathan raid layers, we've got modifiers of Gladiator, as well as Arms Master, requiring a kinetic sidearm, an energy scout rifle, and a sword in the power slot. And then finally, the Menagerie boss should be Hasapiko, and we've got Void Singe, Iron, and Heavyweight for the normal modifiers, with Extinguish, Iron, Blackout, and Void Singe for Heroic. When it comes to Reckoning drops this week, Mini Oryx is going to be the boss, so Spare Rations, Bug Out Bag, Outlast, Gnawing Hunger, and Doomsday will be the featured weapons. And then in the Escalation Protocol this week, the boss is Damkath the Mask, and so the Sniper Rifle is the featured drop, randomly when you take the final boss down, but also you can acquire 2.0 armor here as well. And then of course we have the Dreaming City, where this week, the Ascendant challenge is going to be the Keep of Owned Edges, and that's the one accessed via Harbinger's Seclude, so if you want some gameplay of the location for that one, as well as the challenge itself, it will run out at the end of the video. And big shout out to my friend Jarv for some of that gameplay there. I will link his channel down below. But otherwise guys, for today that's everything we have to talk about, so let us know if you're jumping into the game, and once again if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help me out. But also be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted on the world of D2. But otherwise, whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.